Hey, what's up, guys? BJ Tell back with a new story time video for today, all about the time where I was almost beat up by an entire college hockey team. Good times. And I'm going to be drawing a cute little Grim Reaper in today's video, so definitely watch that. And we finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. To celebrate, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get entered for this, so keep watching. All right, guys, let's jump into the video today, jump into the story time. Like I said on the intro, this story time is all about the time where I was almost beat up by a group of college hockey players. Talking to my wife, trying to figure out when this was a little bit of a chore. I think it was probably 15, 16 years ago is what we decided. My wife said she wanted to make sure that I told everybody that this happened back when she was young and pretty. Those are her words, not mine, but she wanted me to tell you that. So there you go. But no, I kid. She's still pretty. Not so much young anymore, but hey, that's both of us. So anyways, like I said, 15, 16 years ago, we live in a small town. I've said that before, and this exact story in question, we were actually traveling to another town that's even smaller than ours, about half an hour away. It's a small college town, to see our friends' band play. And if you guys have friends in bands, you know if they play close to you, if they have a show, it is your responsibility as a good friend to show up and show support for your friend playing in that show. It's really funny too, because I have the majority of my friends are in bands or have been in bands. I myself have no musical talent. I'm the creative artistic guy, so maybe that's where like the friendship started. Just the creativity side was the same between the two, but yeah, never really been into music except for, you know, back in the day when I played hot cross buns on the recorder in elementary school, because I think everybody did that growing up in the 80s, 90s, whenever. I don't know when they stopped that, but anyways, not musically inclined is my thing. I have been known, though, to get up on stage with my one friend's band and get on the mic, kind of a guest appearance on certain cover songs, staples being Rehab, Bartender song, what else? House of Pain, Jump Around, let's see, Warren G and Nate Dogg, Regulate, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby's Got Back, Digital Underground, The Humpty Dance, and Crisscross Jump. Because I tell you what, there is nothing that people want to see more than a white guy in his 40s on stage rapping to Crisscross. It's a sight to see, and it's just awesome. Speaking of that, actually, that brings up a funny story. Going totally off topic right now, but speaking about Crisscross, my wife and I were, talking about dying the other night and after death plans, which is, what most married couples do. They just sit around and talk about, hey, what happens when I die? I kid, but it's happened a little bit more lately, especially since I said before that the oldest daughter is a mortician. So, it's a topic of conversation from time to time. And number one, we've already said for years, if we die, don't want to be buried, don't want the casket, don't want any of that. Just cremation is the way to go. Burn me up, put my ashes in an urn, and just sit me on the fireplace mantle. Honestly, I see like the whole casket, burial, the plot, just like so narcissistic. You're gone from this world, but you're still taking up space. Like, why is that necessary? I don't understand. So we decided, years ago, that's the way to go, cremation. But we were talking the other night and got into the topic about, I guess if we had like a celebration of life or, a viewing type of thing without the body and just have more of a service, a memorial service type of thing. And I told her that I had strict rules and strict instructions for her if I go before she does. And the first rule is I want DRS Gangster Lean played on a loop at the viewing because I'm sure watching my videos, you can tell, like, I live that thug life, super gangster. So I thought that would be hilarious if you had, Gangster Lean playing on repeat. And then secondly is I told her that whenever she gets up and gives, the eulogy, the remembrance speech, whatever you want to call it, that she needed to include this. She needs to say, "We're here today to remember BJ. He was a husband. He was a father. He was an artist. But the thing that I want everybody to remember my husband the most for is being a young, lovable, huggable type of guy. Everything to the back with a little slack, because inside out is wiggity, 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 whack." So that is her instructions. She must follow them. If I die before she does, she will say that at the funeral along with the song being played. I said if she doesn't, I will haunt her every single day for the rest of her life until she dies. And then I will torture her and talk about this through all of eternity in the afterlife. So yeah, she's got to stick to it or else she's pretty much screwed. Unless she dies first, that's pretty much her only way out besides actually going through with it. So, but yeah, like I said, totally off topic. I just said crisscross and made me think of that. So yeah, I just want to share that too. So back to the story time part. Like I said, we were going over to see my friend's band play. So it was me, myself, my wife, and 3 of our friends went over there. Our other friend who was in the band, of course, was already over there. So the 5 of us went over to see him. And we got to the bar. I said, this is a college town. Didn't know at the time that this bar was actually, I guess, like the college bar hangout where everybody went. And, of course, there was a lot of people there for the show. It was a metal band. There was the metal scene that was there for the show. But then, of course, there was a ton of college kids there because it was like the hip, cool place to be on Friday or Saturday night because there's absolutely nothing else in this town. I mean, there's like not even like a Walmart or anything. So that just tells you how small this is, and that's the place to be on the weekends is this bar. So anyways, there for the show. Like I said, it was a metal show, so this was one of those shows I did not get up on stage and grab the mic for. But we had a good time. It was a good show, good performance, everything else. So we got done watching the show, went ahead and sat back down at a table, my wife, myself, and then our 3 friends, and waited for my other friend to kind of tear down and pack up all the gear, which he did. And then, he sat down with us and we sat there and had some drinks together and we're catching up and whatnot. And around this time, the, of course, metal show was over. So they put on like club music over the PA. I don't know if it was a DJ doing it or if it was just, like a jukebox autoplay CD type thing. Anyways, it was more like club-based music. And then it switched and there was like a slow R&B jam song that came on. And there was a large group of guys there. They were all wearing their college hockey t-shirts because they wanted everybody to know at the bar that, these were the college hockey players from the local university. And they were across the bar sitting there talking. And like I said, at this point, it was me, my wife, and now 4 of our male friends. So sitting there, and one of the guys from that group kind of approached the table, kind of gingerly, and you could tell he wasn't walking over with like super confidence to where maybe, he wanted to walk over and then kind of getting the courage up from his friends, telling him he should or dare him to come over. Came over to our table and approached my wife and said with kind of stuttering to his voice, can I have this dance? Which was really weird because this wasn't like a movie to where, it's leading up to the girl that the guy likes and, they're sitting and you've been following this all along and there's like music playing and, all these people are dancing because at this time there wasn't even a lot of people dancing. I don't even think there was anybody dancing. So it was just odd that he would put it like that too. There was no like frame of reference for it to be said like that, which was kind of funny, which kind of perked us all up. And my wife was, kind of confused and said, I'm sorry, what? Said, will you dance with me? So we all heard it right the first time. It just came out really weird. The second time really wasn't that much better. And the way he asked it, it was really weird for being in a bar too, because it wasn't like this alpha male coming up and, saying, "Oh, let's come out here and dance with me," and, stuff like that. It was just really awkward and weird. And my wife looked at me, and I'm one that, like I said before in some of my videos, I'm very outspoken. I say stuff probably when I shouldn't and should just wait for a second. I don't speak for my wife, though, so I don't want to have anybody confused by this. She's more than capable of speaking for herself, and she's very outspoken and honestly is more outgoing and talkative to random strangers than what I am. But she kind of gave me this look, and, years of being together and stuff, and it's only gotten worse over time, that you can kind of talk back and forth just by looks with your significant other. And she kind of gave me one of those looks that was like, okay, I know you want to say something, so I'm not going to say it. Go ahead. It's okay. You say something. So I went ahead and ran with it and kind of motioned for the guy to lean down towards me and said, "Hey, I just want to tell you two things. Okay, number one, you are absolutely adorable. I mean, cute as a button. So I just want to tell you that, number one. But secondly, just kind of advice, like man-to-man advice. If you're out at a bar and you see a girl sitting with 5 guys, she's not out with her girlfriends, she's not, at a table of a bunch of other chicks, but just one girl and 5 guys, the chances that one of those 5 guys are either A, her boyfriend, or B, her husband, are super high. So just like going forward, if you remember that next time that you really get the urge to walk up to, one girl sitting at a table with nothing but guys, I would probably just think twice, because chances are, she's with one of them, and, you can really save yourself a lot of embarrassment and heartbreak in the future if you just remember that. Plus, like, honestly, I'm not that guy, but, there's other guys out there that would probably get up and start a fight right now. And luckily, I'm not that guy, but, you could be in that situation later on. I don't want to see you in that situation, so just keep that in mind next time. So he just kind of got this really embarrassed look on his face and walked back to his group of friends who, then started talking to him about it, and he pointed, and next thing we know, this entire group of college hockey players are over and surrounding our table. And the one guy says to my wife, "Are you too good to dance with my friend?" Which, of course, like I said, my wife can speak for herself, but I'm going to speak up now because that was not the case at all, obviously. And to jump to that, I don't know if he said that or what. Obviously, I was the one that said something, but, I jumped in and said, "Well, it has nothing to do with, her being too good to dance with your friend. I'm actually her husband. She's married. So the fact that, your friend would just come up randomly to a girl sitting with 5 guys is probably not the best idea. Like, why he thought that, she wasn't with any of us, which is kind of a dumb move on his part. So, I was the one that told him that and just said, hey, for future reference, probably not a good idea. Kind of think twice before, you put yourself out there like that, because it's not very smart. So, so what? You're wanting to fight? No, I'm not wanting to fight. And mind you, like I said, 15, 16 years ago, and I said in one of my previous videos, that was back when I was super skinny. I was not looking to fight anybody. I still am not looking to fight anybody, but at this time, honestly, a wet paper bag approached me on the street and said, "You looking for a fight?" I'd be like, "Nope, I'm good. Thanks for asking." I was not in, like, the zone to fight anybody, any means necessary. So anyways, said, "No, not looking to fight. Just, your friend made a dumb choice by coming up and asking if, she wanted to dance. And I just wanted to tell him, hey, this is, how the situation is. I'm her husband. Just not a good choice." "Well, it sounds to me like you want to fight." At this point, I just was over the conversation, looked at my wife and friends, said, "You guys ready to go? Like, honestly, we already watched the band play. We're done. You guys good to go?" They said, "Yeah." So we went ahead and got up and left the bar. Well, as we left the bar, they decided to also follow us out of the bar. So here we've got us coming out of the bar, them chasing us out of the bar, which is funny because the last video ended with somebody chasing me out of an establishment. And I promise this doesn't happen all the time. Maybe I don't know. I'll write an autobiography, and the name of the autobiography will be "Chased Out of the BJ Dell Story," an autobiography, because it does seem to happen quite a bit now in these stories. But anyways, they followed us out. This was during winter, because I remember when we went in, there was no snow on the ground, and when we came out, there was snow on the ground. So we walked to our car pretty quick at this point. I wasn't going to run because that just looks kind of stupid. But we did walk fast as, having snow on the ground would allow us to walk. And like I said, they followed us. They did stop, though, and we gained some ground on them because they stopped at their cars and got out their hockey sticks out of the car. So this went from like a night of watching my friend's band play to sitting around and catching up and drinks with friends. Went from that to a 2000s remake of The Warriors. Because now, instead of the baseball gang, we've got a gang of hockey guys with hockey sticks chasing after us in the parking lot. I'm assuming if anybody had 2 empty beer bottles, they would have been clanging them together. Just really kind of expected it this time because I looked over my shoulder and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is really happening. So the end of the story, and it was, I guess, good that they stopped to get the hockey sticks because that actually gave us enough of a head start and enough of a gap between us that we were able to get into the car really fast and take off, sped out of the parking lot, and we're able to make it out of there without them having time to get back in their cars and follow us. So we escaped. There was no fight. I know the story would have been so much better if we came to fisticuffs and, we were fighting with them. But like I said, I was not fighting anybody. Super skinny guy. Of course, my one friend in the band, kind of bigger dude, could have held his own. The other guys, all band guys, we're all pretty, skinny, geeky kids. We weren't fighting anybody. And I think they knew that or why they were going to take advantage of it. But yeah, that's the story of when we were almost beat up by a college hockey team. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you haven't yet, too, hit the bell for notifications so you can get alerted when I post new videos. But speaking of subscribers, like I said at the beginning of the video, we just hit 1,000 subscribers. And just want to thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. Love having you guys join along on this journey, getting to learn together and grow together. And it's just fantastic. We hit that so quick. So to give back, I want to do a giveaway, and one lucky winner is going to win 2 things. We're going to do the 2-pack of Tech Armor screen protectors that I use on my iPad. They're the matte finish ones. And then we're also going to do the Huion art glove that I also use in the videos. One lucky winner is going to win both of those. So how do you enter? I'm glad you asked. Super easy. Number 1, of course, goes without saying, be subscribed to the channel. Number 2, join the Facebook group, Keep Creating, a Learn, Draw, Share Art community. If you haven't joined yet, the link is in the description below. We want to see you over there regardless. It's a fun place to learn and share your stuff. So that's also how I'm going to be getting a hold of the winner, is through DMs on Facebook. I don't want people, posting their email address in the comment section on YouTube. So, and then number 3, the last thing that you've got to do is, in this video, go down to the comment section and comment a number between 1 and 1,000. And what I'm going to do, I've got this envelope already sealed with a number that I picked in it, and whoever's closest to that number, doesn't matter if you're over or under, whoever's the closest is going to win those 2 things I just showed you. And then I'm going to open that envelope on next Friday's video and then contact the winner. So what are you waiting for? Get on it. Like I said, just do those 3 things. And that's it. So until next time, keep creating.